Welcome to the December's Learning Saturday session. Today we are going to see episode 2 of why CI/CD matters for IT leaders. Right? In the episode 1, we have covered what is CI/CD and what is the CI/CD pipeline, and we have also seen a way of implementing CI/CD for mobile development. And in this second episode, this is the continuation of the first episode, and we will focus on more on how to do it. That is like more on technical stuff. Before that, let me quickly introduce myself. I am Shubham Rasar. I work as a DevOps engineer at Mindbrowser, and I have experience and interest in implementing CI/CD, cloud native and cloud computing technologies. So without wasting much time on my introduction, let's get into the what's the plan of action, that is overview. First, we are going to see what is the need of automation, and why we should use in automation in 2020, and how to get started with automation. Then we will see the implementation of CI/CD for Android and the traditional way, and then the use case of the automation. And in this setup, we will see Fastlane and Jenkins, as well as environment setup. And the third, we are going to see iOS. In this iOS, we are going to see traditional way, then environmental setup, and the implementation of CI/CD for iOS. And the last, my favorite, is questions, where we will try our best to answer your question. So let's start with the first topic: need for automation. The organization that will be leaders in this new normal, that are the ones who quickly make changes to adapt these situations like remote work or work from home. And I think, or let me tell you, the automation is the key in this adaptation. So automation is the key to business transformation in this new normal. And then second point comes to, automation happens when one person meets a problem, and then they never want to solve it again. Let me describe this point a little bit, about giving an example. So what was the mobile app delivery before the automation? Was when multiple developers will push their code into single location, let's say a branch of remote repository. Then team leader or a project manager pull the code from that branch, and he or she will do necessary things according to the environment setups, like changing environment. Then he or she will generate the app or IPA file, and then he will upload that artifacts to the Google Drive, or let's say a test flight. Then he or she will share this link with the respective QA or the client. And how much time will take this, like, so like according to on average it will take 20 to 30 minutes. So let's say you are doing it on daily basis, then it might be get boring and a lot of time consuming. And the build, if anything happens, or let's say build get failed, then you have to again call to the developer, solve that error, and that you don't want to do that in on daily basis. So so here's the problem, and we don't want to solve it again, right? So the next point is, the world is automating, and those who are successful are win. So it's the statement, right? So those who are winning automation, they will win they will be the leaders. So let's see how to get started. So to get started, first, let me tell you one thing here. The first approach should be focus on single person of the organization, right? When the first individual get benefited, then the teams get benefited, because he shares his experience, or her experience with the team. And then team started using automation. If one team started using automation, then the another team started using automation, and like that the whole organization gets benefited. So if it saves an half hour of your daily, you can use that hour in innovating new things, learning, or applying new concepts, right? It should not be automation is all or nothing. uh, what that means is, it should not be like that. I learned the automation today, and we wanted to implement and do everything automation, or nothing at all. So it is automation is not fully automated or nothing at all. It is you have to get somewhere in between. So it's like that. Then crawl, walk, and run. What that means is it's not like that you learn automation today and you decide to automate your organization tomorrow. No, it's not going to happen like that. First, we have to crawl means write small scripts and program which are automating some of your manual work. Then you can in the walk stage you can write some cron jobs or small CI/CD jobs, or even you can write some small pipelines, CI/CD pipelines, and then in run you can focus on getting better and scaling all these scaling automation on the bigger level. So if you are a business leader or key decision maker and you are trying to figure out how to prepare your organization for the future work in this new normal, Mindbowser can be big partner in this yours in this step. So now I like to introduce you my new teammate. Priyanka More. She has an experience in Android development using Java and Kotlin. She is going to explain the second topic, that is Android. Yes, Priyanka, over to you.
Thank you, Shubham. Good morning, all. Is everyone is audible to me?
Yes, you can share your screen also.
Okay. Uh, just a minute. Okay. Is everyone is able to see my screen?
Yes, Priyanka.
Okay. Thank you, Shubham, and good morning, all again. So, in last session, we have discussed most of the points already regarding CI/CD, and so now, in shortly, I will just describe you how we do APK sharing in manual process, and by using CI/CD, how easy it is, and then we will move forward to our actual demo setup. Okay, so in manual way of Android, what we do in our organization, we are following the agile process for mobile development. So while developing the application, simultaneously we are delivering them to our client. So firstly, I would like to ask everybody, have you guys share build to your testers or your clients? Um, okay. So let me tell you how we are doing. Firstly, developer have to follow some manual steps to create the bill. Then for Android platform, what we do, we need to follow that bill to our cloud or to Google Drive. And by using that, we need to create one shareable link, and we share that link with our mail or by using our release notes. But by using CI/CD, we have to do one-time setup, and after committing our code, our APK will get delivered to everyone automatically. Means we can skip all the steps which we are following in our manual way of Android. Okay, then so here in this session we will see how to do that setup. So before going to start setup, firstly we need to understand the environment setup for CI/CD implementation. In environment setup, we have discussed this already, but in short I will just remind you what is it and why we use it, why we use this. So we use three environments for different purposes. The three environments are like development, staging, and production. In development, what we do deploy code and test newly implemented features. This process is iterated until the code is ready for the next stage. In staging stage, what we do, QA gets performed, report the bugs to developers, and improve the quality of our product. And in production stage, we will get the ready to release code. Means we are improving and solving bugs in our staging stage, and in production the code which we want to release to our app store, play store, whenever we get that code here in production stage. While maintaining these multiple environments, we have to take care of many things like three different apps, and for that we have to maintain three different app id and bundle ids, different app name, differentiate app environments. Using this we can install all the apps on your mobile phone, and simultaneously for distribution and other service we have to maintain different Firebase and App Store projects for Android and iOS. And lastly we have to maintain different background. So while creating environments we have to maintain all these things and take care of all these things. So now we will see how we do it, or how we do setups in Android. So, firstly, what we need to do, we need to create one Android projects. Here, I have already created my one demo projects. In that, what we have to create after creating our project, in our root directory, we need to create one folder, that is config folder. In this config folder, we are creating these three properties files, like dev properties is for development branch, release properties for our release environment, and staging properties file is for staging environment. And make sure after creating these three properties file, in this three properties file, what we add here, we maintain the API URL, what will be our base URL, application ID suffix, and app name. And make sure this app name and suffix id property must be contained in this properties file. We have to add these two names anyhow in these three properties file. What is the purpose of this app name and suffix id? Let me explain you. This is my dev properties file, means the development environments properties file. In this properties file, what I have given app name is dev CI/CD demo, and here is my staging properties file. I have given staging CI/CD demo. Demo name is my app name, and in release I have given CI/CD demo. So by using these three environments, we will get three different applications, and we can install that three applications separately. And use of this suffix id means whatever will be the our package name, means com dot cicd demo dot, and later on whatever suffix we are providing here, like dev dot staging, or in release I have not uh, put any suffix for the release. So while after done with the setup, what will be the our package name for dev application is like com dot cicd demo dot dev, and for staging com dot cicd dot staging. We need to take care of these things, because while we are in our next steps, I will explain you the use of this later on. After creating this config folder, what we need to do, as we seen, we are adding app name here, uh, dev CI/CD, staging CI/CD. What is so? Most of the times, what we do, we add our app name in our string file. So make sure we are commenting this or removing app name from here. Otherwise we will get compile time error, because we are already giving app name from here. So if we kept that app name here as well, it will create the conflict, or it will be one type of ambiguity. So we need to take care of these things, app name from our string file. So after removing app name, what we need to make some changes in our Gradle file, in our build type. If you guys open this first time, you will just see this release build type will be here. But as we are maintaining three different environments in our one project, so we need to create three different build types. So one is debug, one is staging, and one is release. As per that, we need to add this code here. Means whatever we are added in our properties file, we just need to access them from here. And uh, what I want to tell you one more thing, that is, after creating properties file, we need to create one more text file, that is release note. The use of this file is like, when we are pushing our code, we need to add our release note here. Means whatever we are adding with our application, whatever functions we have done, whatever notes we want to share with tester or with client, we can add that notes here, and that will get shared via the mail. While our apk is getting shared, automatically this process will get happen. So we make sure we are adding this release note txt file in our uh, root directory. So we are here. Means we have mentioned that release, we access that release file here, and whatever app names, suffix names we are adding in properties file, we can access this all things from here. Make sure there is one function get props, we need to add here at the bottom. The use of this function is like, by whatever things we are adding in properties file, by using this function we access all the functions here. See, from by using this method. So don't forget to this add, otherwise we cannot access whatever we are adding in our properties file. After this, what we need to do, in our resource directory, sorry, in our source directory, we need to create three folders. One is this debug is for our development, staging, and release. And whatever our Google JSON files or other AWS environments files, anything, or any JSON files which we use in our project, .json files, we can add that all files here in our these folders. Means as per the environments, we add that here in JSON, and in debug, and in for release, whatever we have JSON files we can add here. As per the environments, we can maintain that files by using these three folders. Like the as I mentioned you, whatever JSON file, three sorry for three different environments, we are adding three different JSON files here. So it means on Firebase we have to create three different projects for three different environments. And make sure while we are creating projects on Firebase, whatever we need to add our package name. So when we are creating project for development environment, make sure your suffix will get added over there, otherwise uh, it will generate the error, because if our package name in our package name dot they will be not there. So after that, to complete this demo, we need to do some fast lane setups and other things. My colleague Shubham will tell you how we do that in what is in Fastlane, what setup we need to do. Shubham will explain you completely. Thank you, guys. Shubham, can you please continue?
Yes, thank you, Priyanka.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Just give me a minute. Anyone have doubt till here? Okay. We have already discussed all of three things in the last session previous, Firebase, Fastlane and Jenkins. But let me again tell you in short. Firebase, we are using app distribution service of Firebase to distribute our apps and manage testers to send builds and also to send builds to the clients. In Fastlane, we have already discussed very brief about Fastlane, but Fastlane simplifies, in short, you can say that build generation and distribution by giving us some predefined lanes or functions. And in Jenkins, it is again open source free software by which we can automate and generate builds when developer merge their code. So let's see how to do all this setup. So first, as Priyanka mentioned, we have to generate Firebase project. So we have already pre-created one Firebase project, and let me show you what that package name is, as she has already told you. So we have to create one com.csv.dev package name with that app, and we have to enable app distribution service. When you first see here, you have to enable here, and you will see something like this. Then you have to create two groups. So we are maintaining two groups. One is internal and second is client. In internal, you can add developers and QA or testers here, and client you can add clients here. So to create group, you have to just create group, and you can create and add testers here. So it's that simple. We don't want to do that. We have already created internal and tester, two types of groups. So let me show you Fastlane setup. To install Fastlane, let's see how to install that Fastlane. So to install Fastlane, we must have Ruby installed. So first, it is a Ruby framework or Ruby written software, you can say. So you have to install Ruby. Then by using a gem file or Ruby gems, you can install Fastlane. I have already installed Fastlane. But to start setting a Fastlane project, you have one command, Fastlane edit. So I don't have any Fastlane folder right here right now. So let's use that command, Fastlane init. It will generate some predefined files. We don't want to enter anything. We just will manually do it. So it has created one files for us, predefined files. So we will use that files. So let's see. Fastlane has main file called as fast file. In this file, we have to write lanes for generating, build, and distributing. So it is a predefined file. So in this, you can see we have one, you can say action called as Gradle, which by which we can assemble or generate build. So first, we don't need all these lanes, we will write our own lane. So let's say we have generate build lane, and we have name called build, and we have like know that Gradle, there is something called Gradle in Fastlane. Let's search it on Google. Fastlane Gradle. So Fastlane has very beautiful or well informative documentation. You can use that. So I am copying here some from here one example, and I'm going to paste here. I want to assemble it. Sorry. So I want to assemble. I don't have any flavor right now, but as Priyanka told you, we have uh, three different environments, and we have three different build types. You can see here in app.gradle file, build.gradle app. So we have debug, we have staging, and we have release. So we have to mention that in also that build type that we have debug. So let's that it is generating any app or not. So I'm again testing this. So to test this our lane, we have command fast lane, and we have to pass build name. So fast lane build. So it will generate a APK for us. Sorry. Yes, you can see that build has successfully generated, and it is has like you can I can show you. So it's stored in output, this one. So now we have successfully generated a build. We want to distribute over a fast lane over a Firebase. So to see how to use that, so we will again Google fast lane. Do you have any Firebase app distribution? So we can find a Firebase documentation. So in this, they have already you given one example. We'll copy that, and we will put into after build. I want to upload. Sorry. So to where to upload, we have to pass some keywords. Let's see what are these keywords. So for app, you can see there we have to pass one app ID here. For simplicity, let me copy it in from here. You can also find that app ID in the uh, JSON file. So this is my app ID. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to pass it here. Again, release notes, but we have release notes file. So to is there any option? Yes, we have an option that release note, and we have to pass relative path here. So let's replace this with release notes. I don't want that, and let me copy this path and put it into here. Right. We can also add testers here one by one, but we have created group because there are chances that uh, there are multiple testers. So to pass a groups, we have this again lane called group. So we'll copy that and we'll replace this. So our group name is internal for right now. We can also pass multiple here. And again, we have right now use app, but we have to again pass Google Services CI token or CLI token, or we have to log in to the Firebase CLI. We have to sign in the terminal, but we are going to use this Fastlane via Jenkins or CI server. So we will use this token to generate. So again, I am passing this token. So I have already created this token. I have stored here. Let me copy from here. So right now we have already declared one lane which has app, which we already mentioned app id, groups, release notes, and Firebase. So let's add something in release notes so we can identify learning Saturday. So we can identify this build, and let's see. So let's again build and test that we have successfully done this setup or not. So to run our setup again, build, so it will generate a, okay, unexpected error in syntax. Okay, I guess I missed something. Firebase error token syntax error first line, expected this. Let me also add, it will again generate using of Firebase error. It will not distribute. So it has app distribution. We need to pass Firebase token. Okay, just give me a minute. What is that error? Could not find action. Okay, sorry. So what we are missing here, we have to add this plugin, Fastlane add plugin. So we have to again, sorry, let's forget that. We have to add this plugin because it is not finding here. So to add this plugin, we have again new command called, it is a Firebase app distribution is a plugin. So if you want to use that, we have to add this plugin. It will add that plugin syntax in gem file uh, after successfully. So it will generate one plugin file mentioning that we have added one plugin, and it will install. It has successfully installed. Let's again run this. So as you can see, it is authenticating and right now uploading that build. Let's wait for few seconds. Sometimes it takes time depending on your internet. So it will upload. Till then we can move over to next topic. So we also want to send notification to the tester about the status of our generation on process. So again, to send notification we are using Slack. So to send Slack messages, Fastlane have Slack action. So you can see we can pass multiple your prop keys and parameters. So let me copy again this, something like here, and let's create. Okay, it has uploaded. We'll see that. So we want to send multiple Slack messages. So let's create one method, Slack send, and in this message we'll accept one message. Let's say message, and we'll pass that message here. Channel name again. Let me put right now Jenkins here. We don't have any payload, and we don't have any default payload also. We don't want to pass this also. and let's end it. So let me check again. Success true message default yes. So we have, sorry, I have already some predefined Slack messages that I have generated. So let me put that here so we'll not waste our time to type this. And right now I'm using this. I don't want to use this. Just give me a minute. So we have to pass here also Slack URL. So let's see what is Slack URL. Code is Slack URL. So you can find how to generate Slack URL in your Slack. You can generate that URL link. I have one link here, channel link. I'm going to pass here. So let's again test this. It is sending proper messages or not. Expecting something. Okay, it is giving me empty error. But let's use this in the next approach without wasting our time, because I have a lot of things to solving these small errors. So we can skip this and let me show you directly that we have uploaded that build or not. Where it is, yes. In the app distribution, you can see that our build uploaded on the 1138. Yes. So we have to again copy this lane, whole lane, for let's say it is a development build, and for staging again we have to copy this, and again for release we have to copy this. But we can also use another approach to like avoid this, is by passing these variables via environment, say environment. So I have already created one demo. I'll show that demo directly to you in new window. Just give me a minute. I'll explain this demo to you. So in this demo what we are doing, so we have added a Gradle, same as like that. And again we are also we also want to sign this application using key store to see how to sign it. So in the Gradle thing you can also find that you can properties, we have to pass these properties, a password and key here. So here we are doing same things. Again for Slack ID, we have to pass app ID, release notes, groups, and things like that. But right now what we want to is we want to write only one lane, and we will use this lane for multiple environments. And for that variables we have created one development file, environment file. So in that file we have stored these variables, all these variables, and from these we want to read these files, keywords, right? You can see same things I am using for the Slack. Here you cannot see Slack URL, but it detects that we have already mentioned some Slack URL in the environment. How to pass this URL to the sorry, how to pass this environment variable to the build. Let's see using this fastlane build. And to pass this our variable file as environment file, we have to again let me So to pass this variable environment variable to the file, we have to use this syntax or this keyword dot environment. So it will what we'll do is it will all pass this variable to the our. You can see it has started sending messages. Let me show you here. So generating build, debug build uploaded successfully, uploading to the Firebase, and it has successfully uploaded. So our Fastlane setup is properly working. Again, let me show you if this build has successfully uploaded or not. Yes, you can see it will take some time because the same version is uploaded here previously. It will take time to reflect here. So right now we want to we have successfully completed Fastlane setup, but we right now want to do it. We don't want to also use this manually Fastlane commands and something like that. We will automate these commands also using Jenkins. uh, Let me show you some Jenkins UI, what Jenkins looks like. So this is Jenkins. In Jenkins we can create multiple jobs, freestyle, pipeline, and multi-branch and something like that. But we have three branches, so we are going to use multi-branch pipeline. So if I show you test, something like that, test demo and multi-branch pipeline. We have to select sources from where is our source code and where from we want to generate build. So in our case we have Bitbucket. So we have to select credentials. It is a app password, Bitbucket app password. So here you can see the list of the repositories that you have in your account. So to select all the branches, I want to discover all the branches. You can select the PR, exclude branches that has PR and something like that. According to your need, you can select this. And also just want to, can say, generate build for development. And you can pass your branch name here. If you want to pass staging, you can pass staging, and if you want to master also, you can pass master branch name with space separated. And if you go down, you can see a script path. So it asking our us a script path, where is Jenkins file path. So we have to create one Jenkins file. In Jenkins there are two types of Jenkins file. One is declarative and one is you can say scripted, but declarative is more simpler. So we are going to use a declarative pipeline. So here you can select according to your repository. In our case, Android CI/CD. I have already created this pipeline job. I'll show that also. I don't want to create this. So Android CI/CD I have. Let me show you configure using configure. So as you can see, I have only created for development branch, and here you will come and nothing else. So let me show you Jenkins file also. So in Jenkins file we have stages. It is a simple file, we don't have that much. But before that we have to download or configure our node, Jenkins node with Android SDK, and we have to install Fastlane on that node. But to avoid that, we have created one, you can say, Docker image. In the Docker image we have downloaded Docker SDK, Fastlane, and Firebase, and we are directly using that Docker container for as an agent here. And we also want to pass Slack URL and Slack name from the Jenkins to the Fastlane. So we are declaring two environments variable here that will override that development variables. In the stage init, first we want to read what is the git log or git commit message. if that message contains skip ci keyword anywhere in the commit message, we don't want to generate that build. Many times what happens is developers want to commit their code to share the code with other developers, but don't want to generate the build. So here they can use this keyword skip ci to avoid the build. In the build section, we have again one conditional block when which will detect which will run only if the building branch is development. So in that we have to change the permission of Gradle and gem file because it is a root files. And as we have used this command fastlane build hyphen environment development, again we are using same method here, but for that we are using branch name here. So if it is a development branch, it will it is environment variable, pre-environment variable. We don't want we don't need to declare it. So it is a Jenkins environment variable Jenkins provides us. So according to that it will generate and upload the build. And after that we want to message also Jenkins job is completed successfully. And that's it. It is one again Slack messages to avoid the multiple things here I have created. So let me commit this code and let test. So before that, let me some comment this variable, so we will not get any error again. So git status, it may add some release notes here so we can learning Saturday. So git add git commit. I am directly on changing things on development branch. So I have I am not going to create a PR and merge that. I am directly committing to the development branch. So git push. So before that, you can see here I want to show you. So as soon as I committed, it triggers one build automatically. But let me show you. To get this trigger, we have to add one webhook in our repository settings. So we have to add our server's name, and this webhooks looks like Bitbucket source code hook and notify. This webhook triggers this job automatically. We don't need to trigger. And you can see also log here. So it is generating build, and it has also notifying to us on Slack. So you can see the Slack messages development receive this commit, and with the commit message is demo session. So we have already added this Fastlane Firebase app distribution plugin. So it again tests that Ruby in the gem file, whatever we have mentioned in gem file, it downloads it again and runs that. So it will generate build and also going to upload via on behalf of us. So we'll wait for a few seconds and see that. Till now, anyone have any doubts? Please ask. Raise your hands, or you can also ask in QA. So you can see it is also notifying the developers via Slack messages generating debug build. Once it's finished, it will upload uh, for us on a Firebase. So we don't have to again even manually use these fast line commands. Priyanka, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. No one is asking questions, so I thought. So as you can see, also we have get notified that development build successfully completed and uploading to Firebase, and it's also uploaded. So you can check that on here also once it gets uploaded. It will take some time because we are uploading the same code again and again, so sometimes it did not reflect that much. Okay, let's start with the next slide. So next we are going to see iOS setup, and for that let me introduce my colleague Manoj Shinde. He's an iOS developer. He has experience of 4+ years in Objective C and Swift. Manoj,
Yes, Shubham.
over to you.
Thank you, Shubham. Here we will discuss about manual way to distribute the iOS app and iOS environment setup. So nowadays, many organizations follow the agile process for mobile application development. So in agile process, before started the application development, we break down its feature, and after completing each feature, we deliver it to client or QA for testing. So this is what we can say that this is what distribution application. So to distribute the iOS application, developer needs to follow some manual steps, like he needs to create provisioning profiles and certificates from the Apple developer account, and then set up build number, version number, and then he need to create the IPA file, and after created he need to upload that IPA file to test flight, and after that again he need to notify the testers with release notes. So this is how we distribute the iOS app manually. Here the main concern is the whole process will take around 1 to 2 hours, right? So sometimes more than that, because it depends on your internet connection. So again, one more important thing, the developer has to take care about environment specific builds. Like they need to whether they are delivering staging, development, or production environment. So according to that, they need to set up certificates, backend server endpoint URL, and all. Now this is the place where we came to CI/CD part to overcome such a drawbacks. So in next slide, so can you take us
Yes.
to the so here we will discuss about iOS environment setup. So these are three steps to set up the iOS environment, like create a configuration, create scheme, and create configuration files. So we will see practically step by step. So Shivam, can you give
Yes.
me the
Listening. You can share now.
okay? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So uh, to create the configuration, first you need to create a project, then select project file, and then go to the project here, then go to the info tab. Under the info tab, select configuration section, this one. So these two are the default configurations. While creating the project, these two are created, like debug and release. So we need to create separate three one like development, staging, and production. So I am creating for development. Click on plus, duplicate debug configuration, and rename it to development. Do the same process for staging. Staging. So here you for release this release we can use for production. So no need to create production separately, and you can delete this debug because we are using development as a debug. So I'm deleting this. So this is how you can create the configuration for iOS project. So the next step is create scheme. So the scheme is here. Uh, uh, Select the default scheme. Like this is the project scheme. Under the default scheme, there is a edit scheme section. Click on edit scheme. Under that, click on duplicate scheme. Rename it to development. To development, and after the selecting development, giving rename to development. After that, make it the scheme is shared. Like click on share and select all the pages to development here. So once you done, you can select close, or you and next time do the same process for staging also. Rename it to staging. Select all pages to staging. Okay, and make sure scheme is shared. Okay. So how you can create the schemes for that? So the default scheme we are using for the release means production. So no need to create a separate for production. So the last step is after creating the scheme and configuration, you need to create the config files for to use this configuration. So uh, here I have already created the configuration files like development, staging, and release. So how to create config files? Just right click on configuration folder, new file. Under the you can search configuration setting file, right? You can create like this. Click on next and give the name as development or staging as per your requirement. So I have already created this. So under the development, I have created three variables. The first one is for bundle name, the second one is for bundle identifier, and third one is for API URL. You can create more. It depend on your project requirement. Like you can mention here like keys, any server keys or Firebase keys, AWS keys. Like so, I have created three. One for name, second one for bundle ID, and third one for API URL. So here I am giving the name as dev project name, and the next one here I am giving the bundle ID. I have mentioned lastly .dev to identify this one is for development. So same for staging. I have given name for stage environment, and lastly I am giving bundle ID dot staging. And I have keep it default for release, like just the project name and the proper bundle ID. And here API URL, you can give your server URL. So after that, go to the info.plist and replace the that variable with default variable. Like here I am XCC bundle name is replaced with sorry.
Hello. You are
Ah, yes.
selecting raw info list.
Okay, sorry. This is for UI. Yeah. Here you can select that variable and go to your product name, product bundle identifier. Sorry, bundle name. Here you can replace this by bundle name. Okay. Again, go to here bundle identifier, and here bundle identifier is replaced by product bundle identifier, and you can add base URL. You can give any name. Here I am giving base URL and this variable API URL. So dollar. See. These are the steps you need to follow for creating the iOS environment setup, and you can access these variables by using uh, this inbuilt function methods like bundle.main.info dictionary your variable name. Okay, which is used in here, so you can read this value from here, from these three files. So if you have any question you can ask. So the next part is how to set up the fast lane. So Shubham will explain the fast lane setup for iOS. Hello, Shubham.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Anyone can have any doubts? Please ask before like going next. Okay, Vinayak have problem in I think audio, but it's from his side. Yes, sharing my screen. Manoj, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So we have already created like have that setup that Manoj created. You can see the CI/CD setup. In that, I have already fired command that fastlane init that I have shown you in the Android setup. So it is a long process in iOS. So I have already pre-created setup. I'll just explain the setup. So for that, we have. Let me show you my screen also. So in Fastlane, there are multiple lanes: Produce, Match, Gym, and Byland. By using Produce, we can create app directly on App Store and developer portal. So we don't have to go and manually click, or create identifier, then create app on the App Store. In the Match, it what it creates is creates and download certificates and provisioning profile according to the bundle identifier we provide, and store it into some, like you can store it into one remote Git repository, or you can store it into AWS S3 or in GCP also. In Gym, what Gym is to package your iOS apps and export it using the profiles. And Pilot, it's simply uploads build to the test flight uh, for the distribution purpose. Okay. So let me show you also documentation of all of these. Okay, just give me a minute. Fastlane Produce. So Fastlane Produce, let me also read you. So it's create new iOS app on App Store Connect and developer portal. So we don't really need to go and create anything. So by using this command line also we can create and pass all these variables, enable services, HomeKit, or you can say iCloud, or a push notification and something like that from the terminal. But we want to use it in a fast file, so we'll search for some example here. So Produce also have another name called create app online, and you can pass this keyword just like we have passed in the Android for Gradle and something like that, and we will use that. But to see documentation on terminal, we have command called fastlane action and the action name. So produce is our action. So we'll see what is the documentation. I'm doing it purposefully. So here on the, you can see on the web, we cannot see the environments variable name. Here you can see only key and parameter and the default value. But if you use this on a terminal, you can see they have shown us environments variables also. So they what they say is, you can see that if you don't want to pass key and key value parameter, you can directly set environments variable, and we will read from the environment variable. And if you have multiple let's say multiple environment, so you don't need to actually create multiple lanes and mention all this key and parameter there. We will directly set environments, and for setting an environment, what we will do is create environment file. So I means fastlane folder. If you if you see what we have is environments file again, environment for development, environment for production, environment for staging. In this we will directly put all these variables here, and like for base, for to show you file, I have also created one environment for base. Before that, let me show you fastlane. So fast file, in the fast file you can see we have custom lane for create app on developer portal and app store connect, and we are inside calling app create app online. Again, it's the same name as produce. Let me show you again. So here you can check that allows for create app online or create app. You can use any one of those keyword. You can use produce directly or create app online, and again we are sending Slack a notification with the app name. And we have again, let me show you again that action command, so you will get a full idea. So in this action we have to pass multiple variables. For that let me show you something like that. So we have to pass what is the SKU, the unique identifier, our app name, what will be our app name, the version of initializing version, that is example like 1.0, like, and then we have to pass our email ID and password, our team, and something like that. If we have multi organization account and we have multiple teams, then we have to pass team name and app store ID also. So to show you how to pass it, we have to create one environment file and store all these variable in that file. So if you see, uh, just for now don't see this, just read this. We have to pass produce app identifier, we have to pass produce app name, we have to pass a version, SKU, platform, for we are using for right now iOS. If it is a Mac, you can put it as a comma, Mac OS also, and the team ID. These are the like necessary parameters we have to pass. But I have used app identifier multiple times, so I have like created one custom variable or my variable user defined, so app identifier, and in that we have using com.build auto.cicd.demo. So what it does is, so it reads from variables here. So if for the new project we just want to like replace name here, so it automatically replaces name wherever we need app identifier. So app name, so again we are using app name here. Version is static for always 1.0, and things like that. Let me again show you. And before that, let me show you my Slack also. So right now Jenkins, let me put something here, slash slash slash, so we'll see that. uh, let's create app. So to create app, again we have we have to call our lane, so fast lane, and create app. It is a custom lane that I have showed you. And to pass these variables, uh, we can pass these variables in a development. uh, I am not showing you development file. Let me also show you why I'm not showing. Because I have you put there some credentials. In that credentials I have put my user ID and password. So here goes your user ID. If you don't want to use here, you can also, you have to pass this variable. uh, you can say fastlane user and fastlane password. So I am like reading here from here. So I have to export these variables, fastlane user and fastlane password, and I have put that file there. It is ditto same file, base and environment development, but I have removed these two variables from here. You can put your, and it's ready to go. So fastlane, create app, hyphen hyphen environment and dev. So we want to create an app. It is already created, but it will not generate another app. So you can see my username is team iOS, and my identifier is this, my development, and things like that. And again, let me show you. It has again successfully sent notification to the Slack that app has successfully created with this name. Yes. If we have CocoaPods in our project, so we have to, like, on CI/CD we have to first install CocoaPods. So to install CocoaPods, Fastlane has again one action called CocoaPods. Clean install it install each time, like deleting all your previous, like pod deintegrating and again clean. Um, so many times. Next is increment build number. So fast to upload build, we have to increment build number unless test file will not accept that old build number IPA file. So latest test flight build number, let copy this. So it fetch the latest build number. So it fetches a most recent build number from the app store. Here in my case, here in my case is 16, right? So again, let's test this build number, and we are storing that into current build number. And using this action increment build number, it is not what it does is update our info.plist file and increment a build number. You can pass multiple info.plist variables here and the values. So on behalf of us, it increment updates info.plist file, and we are sending that file again to the Slack. Okay, that we have incremented build number. The next step comes is uh, important is sign. So we have to sign our app according to the certificates and profile. There are multiple types of profiles and certificates. You can say developer, ad hoc, and app store. We have to manually create, download, select from Xcode, and a lot of things. So for us, it's only one single command called match. So again, let's check the important command action again. So fastlane action match. So it will again show us documentation of match and the environments variable we need to pass in our environment file. So you can see here, just there are a lot of variables we need to pass. but for us is uh, match username and password, so and team id, our identifier. So for which app we want to generate and certificates and profiles. uh, Again we have to pass encryption variable here, and type a platform, for which platform you want to generate. You can see the star variables are compulsory. So let me show you how I have saved that environment. Yes. So here I am again, you can see I have in my match file match username, match password. It is for encryption password. It encrypts your certificates and profiles and store it into Git repository, and Git URL. Here is the URL. In this URL or repository, it downloads profile certificates and profiles and store that in this repository. For the next time, it does not create again new. It downloads from here only. If it does not find in this repository, it will create new. So we have to pass a branch name. So I have used that branch name here. You can see Mind Browser. There is a branch called Mind Browser. So it's our company account, so we are putting in Mind Browser. So match type is we want to create App Store type of certificates and profiles, and match platform, that is iOS, right? So let me also show you some repository and things like that. Just give me a minute, I'll directly search and show you. So this is our repository. In that repository we have a Mind Browser branch. As you can see, in this branch we store certificates and profile, and it is all using match. We haven't created anything. It just it created by Fastlane all. So it encrypts all these distribution and certificates and like something like that. So to you can also share this repository access to your developers, and using like Fastlane match command you can download from there. So next lane is after sign. We want to after sign we want to also check the we have to increment version name or version number or not. If suppose let's say current version is 1.0, and after few uploading or distribution, we say we want to increment our version name 1.1. So we can also increment version name. For that we have already like set environment variable. I'll go through again its environment variables, and then we are calling one lane called build. In that lane we are creating app. It is directly one lane which disables automatic code signings, that is by default code signing in Xcode. Then using signing, that it is our custom lane we have declared above. So in that lane we are using match. Then we increment version name, version number, and according to a version name, in that version we are incrementing build number, and we are sending like it is we want. Then after all of this we want to generate our app. So again it has build iOS app lane. So by using this lane, yeah, it is a gym lane, so that its name is, another name is gym, the main name is gym. But to simply understand what is gym, so those who haven't tried, they don't know what is gym. So for that I am using simple aliases names here. And then we want to, after generation generating IPA file, we want to upload to the test flight. So there are multiple variables we have to pass, but again we have, if you want to generate one file or one lane, then the file will be a lot of bigger, like for development another, and staging for again whole lot of this file. So we have simply creating environment variables and putting there. So in that, to update code signing like a profile build number and something, that we have to select the target. In the Xcode we have targets, or sorry, in iOS app we have target, and again configuration if it is a development or not, and we are passing that configuration above layer in the above. And again you can see automatic code signing is false. We are disabling code signing, and we want to use Apple distribution and also want to update this in Xcode. For Gym, we have to we have to pass the Xcode project file, or if it is a workspace file, we have to pass this file there. Then the output directory we want to clean before it generating, and the main important is app export method. So it will export that app. And the final one is upload to test flight. For that we have to like create a above variable username, identifier, platform iOS, fastlane, team name. So if it is a team name, we want to like upload team name, or if it is a development ID, we can pass one of those, or team name or portal name. And we don't want to wait. If you want to wait distribution, it will successfully distribute to the external, we can wait. Or if we don't want to wait, we can set it as a true. And for the you can say to build generate, we just want to pass the build number or team ID. So from there it will access that, and the version name. So the version name we declare here. So again, if they new version name we want to generate, so developer just have to come here and increment version name here. So it automatically will create a new version on the test flight and upload that build there also. So let's check that it is working properly or not using fastlane build command. So we want to do all of these settings, all of these things. We have created one lane, and call all this lane in a build lane. So for that, and we'll call this. So before that, let me show you that our latest build number is 16. So and also Slack messages that app has successfully created and syncing profiles and certificates. So it is currently syncing and profiles. And let me show you side by side also log. It is like a building version for 1.0. So current version is 16, and it will be the next build number will be the 17, and it currently now building our app. So like we have we have mentioned that we want to clean before the build. So it again cleaning our build. This is just a hello project, so it will quickly created. And let me show you Slack also. So it has successfully finished, and right now uploading to the test flight. So it will take some time to upload and do things like that. So again, let me walk you through the log what it has did. So first thing, it has created one app on the App Store. It is already exists, so nothing to do. And again, it has created on App Store Connect. Disable automatic code signings. So we are also using this, and also setting from this action. Then we what we do is set team ID in the project Xcode, in code signing identity to Apple distribution. By default, it like sometimes it is a Apple development, and then we want also setting it as a manual. So then to we want to create certificates and profile. So first it clones that repository we have mentioned in the uh, you can say as a parameter. So it clones, verify that certificates are valid or not. If they are expired or someone revoked, they will create again new. And if they don't found that certificates in iOS certificates repository, so they have found, they install certificates, then they again installing certificate provisioning profile. And after that, we are selecting development. You can see staging is not selected, release is not selected. and for that it like manually tested that profile name in the Xcode, and then it created build using this certification. You can see com.build.dev profile matches with our id, so we have set that in xconfig file, right? So in that id we have set this. So it will take some time to finish this, and it will get visible here once it's finished. You can see that it is right now missing compliance something, but it has successfully uploaded our build. And same like Android, we don't want to use this fastlane command also. Again, let me show you Slack messages that the build finished successfully, our result is success, and the branch name is development, and it is successfully uploaded to test flight. So this is again someone have to go and manually do fire this command, and again set up check the branch and something like that. And we also don't want to do this, so we have again created a new Jenkins job for this project. So let me again show you that project. So we have a CI/CD demo. Our repository name is CI/CD demo. Again, in that I have selected CI/CD demo repository here. Discover branches, development, and nothing at all, any changes. Right? We have already added webhook. Once it is the only one time setup, you just want to add webhook only once, it will automatically add for the next whenever we select a repository from here. If we select repository from here, it will automatically add a webhook again and again. We don't need to add. So just right now let me show you our Jenkins file, how it looks like. So in Jenkins file, I try to use variables that are going to vary in project to project. So the main variable for me is the Slack channel varies, Slack channel name. So in my case, it is a Jenkins channel. This is the URL of our Slack. So it we are passing it for only you can say for Fastlane. So in Jenkins, we have already said we need to add one plugin Slack, a Slack notification, and we are passing this environment for Fastlane only. So again, we have add one agent, and that agent label name is iOS. So we want to run that our this pipeline on iOS machine only. So same like Android, we are you can say reading commit message if it contains skip CI. We don't want to run about the build. Then again, if in build we are checking that if it is a development branch, use this command environment dev. If it is a staging branch, use this command. You can put like combine all this in one stage, and according to branch you can also run that. In production, we are again using same passing the environment the file we created. And finally we again Slack send Jenkins build stop or successfully or something went wrong, and the URL of the log file or the log of that build, right? And that's it. So let me again, anything I have here to change. Okay, modified git add, that's something we have changed Fastlane and dev file, right? So here other files are updated by, you can see uh, the process we have done, like info.plist updated by Fastlane. It is again all this info.p list updated by Fastlane with the build number, updated build number, and it is a report file. So it contains the report of Fastlane, and Fastlane we have these two files we have updated. Let me add only right now environment.base to just show you how it triggers. Let me show you which branch I am on, so you can get an idea. So I am on development branch. So let me show you quickly that our build has triggered, and it will again generate one build. So you can see, so build is started actually. So as soon as I commit the message or I push the code to the build, our bit bucket, you can see here also side by side, our bit bucket like triggers the Jenkins server, and from that Jenkins again run the Fastlane. So again app creating, successfully synchronizing all these things from Jenkins. So no one have to like wait and for the build generate and something like that. If anything goes wrong, it will also send that message that on a Slack that something has gone wrong, or you have, I can show if I anyone. If it goes wrong, it will again send that this is the error, and you can see on this URL, and it will provide this URL in a Slack message. And you can see that our current build number is 18 and the previous one was 17. And if it not an automation, literally it will take time, a hell lot of time, like 1 hour 2 hour up and depending on internet speed. Yes, so we have here good internet speed and lot of uh, things we can reuse here. So let's move to the next point. Before that, I want to share one thing to you for Android. So for Android, I haven't shown you how Firebase notifies you once the build get uploaded. So once build get uploaded on a Firebase, it notifies a developer or tester a message like this. Let me show you again. So our app name via Firebase, app distribution with the release notes. These are the release note, and where you can download the latest build on a Firebase App Tester app, where you can simply manage all the versions here. After that, what QA performs is, so what QA does is, let's say, if he finishes his testing and he wants to share that build to the client, if it is staging build or something in a build, so he simply comes here. Right now we have only one tester group here, right? And then he will add a client group here. So what does it? This build is forwarded to the this group of people, client, and successfully sent. So you can see successfully added testers to the play. So it will again notified me with the like email, whatever we have added in the client emails in the client. So that's it as a demo. Right now you can ask questions, please. Okay. How to give access? Anyone have question, please? Raise your hands. I'll give you access. Priyanka?
Yes, Shubham.
Yes, am I audible? I'm just checking, cross checking that.
Yeah.
Let me again show you them that build is successfully uploaded. iOS build also. So this is the way. Please ask question, all of you. You can ask on a QA chat or raise your hand. I'll give access to talk. Anyone? So I don't think anyone have questions, right?
Yes. Everyone is cleared, I think.
So I would like to thank you, all of you, for attending and being such kind and nice audience.
So
Also, I would like,
there, so
yes,
there is one raise, like
yes,
Navneet
yes, yes.
is asking.
Navneet, yes. Let me add out. Navneet, you can talk.
Actually, I don't have any questions. This is the first time probably I attended this kind of session wherein I missed the session one. The way you guys have taken the session is really appreciable. I am mostly into the management side. I made requests that I would be needing this kind of job, this kind of release jobs and all. But I was not aware of the work, the DevOps that you guys do behind it. So very helpful to me. I understand how the configuration goes at the back end and how you guys do it. So especially the Slack one, we had minimal configurations, not into that depth and that informative which I saw today by Shubham, Priyanka, and I forgot
Manoj.
Mohit, right?
Manoj,
Manoj.
Manoj.
I'm so sorry, Manoj. I'm so sorry, Manoj. So very helpful. Thank you guys. I really appreciate the way you guys have taken the session in such a short time, in such a detail and all. So really appreciate. Can I get the recording of the first session as well, if possible?
Yes, yes, you can. I guess Arun sir, you can ask
Yeah,
question.
yeah, we can share. We can share. So basically, we would be putting everything on the blog as well, like in the form of blogs. So the first session,
Okay.
this one, so everything would be
Mhm.
in form of blog, so everybody can access to it.
Helpful. Helpful.
Thank you, Navneet.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much
All
for
the
such
best.
kind words.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you guys deserve it. I really liked it. Thank you so much.
Okay, even guys, you can give your feedback as well, like now it mentioned.
Yes.
So if that would be helpful for us, because you can see the team is new here and we are also learning and we want to share our knowledge. So any feedback from anyone like would be really helpful for us. And we would be continuing this for like we do it every Saturday actually, like every month, one Saturday. So
Yes, I guess. So, like again, I want to thank you, all of you, for attending, and I also would like to thank Mind Browser and my colleagues and managers
Shubham,
for.
Shubham.
yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
we
Vinayak
Vinayak,
is
uh,
asking one question. Any other CI/CD tool you can think of?
Yes, we can use multiples where you can, if you want to use Travis CI or Azure Pipeline. You can use that. For the Fastlane, there are multiple apps like Microsoft Hockey app or something like that. You can also use that for doing such stuff. And CI/CD for you can use Azure first, and then you can also, if you are using GitHub, you can use GitHub Actions also. Ashutosh, Ashwin Kumar, do you have any questions? Thank you, Vinayak. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So again, if anyone have questions, or I want to finish this. Yes. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to us on LinkedIn or on email or email. These are the email IDs. You can take screenshot or note down it. And right. Also, we organize such events on each Saturday, on last Saturday of each month. So to get updated, I would like to you go and follow our Mind Browser LinkedIn page. So you can get upcoming events here, and for like amazing technical sessions, you can attend here. And on behalf of Mind Browser, I want to thank you and like Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Happy New Year to all in advance. Thank you, guys.